Does swimming fast burn fat more effectively? Or is it enough to breathe correctly so you can swim longer without exhaustion? What truly helps people over 40 lose weight faster? Have you ever stepped into a pool determined to burn fat quickly, only to find yourself clinging to the wall just a few laps later, gasping for air? It's not that we lack effort, we simply lack the right method. After age 40, the body doesn't respond like it did at 20 or 30. Here's the paradox. Swimming slower and breathing correctly can actually help you lose weight more effectively than swimming fast. Today, I want to share with you a very different perspective, one based on science and on the real experiences of many middle-aged Americans who are improving their health through swimming. If you've ever felt exhausted from trying to swim fast, but saw little weight loss, go ahead and comment below. I want to learn how to swim the right way. So I know you're here with me. As we age, the first things that change aren't just grey hairs or fine lines around our eyes. The greatest changes happen deep inside: the heart rate, the recovery process, and muscular endurance. At 40 and beyond, the body reacts more slowly, like a car that needs extra time to warm up. We no longer have that explosive youthful power. But in exchange, if we use proper technique, we can maintain long-lasting stamina, steady pace, and lower risk. At this age, losing weight isn't about chasing speed, but about patiently managing energy through every breath, like saving fuel instead of flooring the gas pedal. Many people enter the pool thinking simply, swim fast, the faster the better, burn more fat. But for those over 40, this approach backfires. When the heart rate rises too quickly, the body forces you to slow down or stop altogether. Energy drops, your swim becomes fragmented, and overall training time decreases. You might burn a lot of calories in 2 minutes, but if you can only last 10 minutes before quitting, you lose the opportunity to burn fat steadily for another 30-45 minutes. Meanwhile, the energy-saving method of controlled breathing allows you to extend your workout smoothly. Scientifically, we know the body only begins to truly burn stored fat when the heart stays in a stable, moderate zone, about 60-75% of maximum heart rate. This is the steady but durable range, and breathing is the key to keeping the heart from spiking. Sports researchers in the US have shown that middle-aged adults who train at a stable heart rate burn 24-30% more fat than those performing overly intense stop-and-go routines. Not because they burn calories faster, but because they maintain fat burning over a longer period, like a slow, steady flame that lasts. Many people over 40 don't realize that breath is the fuel for endurance, not muscle strength. Look closely at skilled swimmers. They're not the ones kicking hardest or stroking with the strongest arms. They're the ones breathing calmly, almost effortlessly. That steady breathing helps maintain a moderate pace without burning out, the same way you'd drive smoothly on a long road trip instead of constantly accelerating and braking. At large pools in California or Texas, the best middle-aged swimmers aren't loud, and they don't show off speed. They glide gently on the water, consistent and relaxed, which allows them to swim for 45 minutes or even an hour. Meanwhile, younger swimmers who sprint boldly often stop early to catch their breath. What sets them apart? Breathing. Once we understand breathing correctly, we start to understand weight loss through swimming. Some of you may ask, so is breathing alone enough? Do we not need speed? The answer is, not exactly. Speed still matters, but not constant speed. Speed should act as a spice that sparks deep fat burning, not the main course. A study by the American Sports Institute showed that when you insert 15 to 30-second spurts of fast swimming after every 3-4 minutes of slow, controlled swim, the body increases fat burning by 34 to 39% compared to ordinary swimming. It's like briefly turning up the flame to ignite fat burning, then lowering it to keep the fire steady. But for this to work, breathing must remain stable. Not breath holding, not gasping, not storing air too long. People over 40 especially must avoid holding their breath underwater for too long. Many mistakenly think the longer they hold their breath, the better. But this actually increases heart strain and spikes blood pressure. Safe breathing means always exhaling underwater, fully, and inhaling strongly when your head breaks the surface. The ideal rhythm is 2 strokes, 1 breath, like walking on a quiet beach, steady, calm, rhythmic. When we talk about slow but effective swimming, we must mention warm-ups. Younger people can sometimes skip warm-ups with no issue, but those over 40 who skip warm-up risk cramps, joint pain, or shoulder stiffness. Warm-up isn't a formality. It's a gentle message to your body. We're about to move. Rotate shoulders, neck, knees, walk in the water, then breathe deeply. When you prepare well, your body cooperates instead of resisting. Here's something fascinating. Once we learn to breathe, we naturally swim more beautifully. The water stops being something we fight against and becomes something that lifts and supports us. I've met swimmers over 50 who say they feel lighter, not just physically but emotionally. Lighter from stress, from worry. Breathing in the water quiets us, as if we've stepped away from the noise of life and sunk into the calming silence of water. If you feel what I'm saying resonates with you, comment below. I want to learn to breathe correctly when swimming, so I know you're hearing the most important message here. On the journey of weight loss through swimming, there will always be someone who says, "I swim fast. Why am I not losing weight?" The answer is unexpectedly simple, because you're not swimming long enough. A meaningful swim is like a beautiful piece of music, not a loud intro, but an entire composition with flow and emotion. Sprinting and burning out quickly is like a loud note played at the wrong moment. But swimming slowly, breathing correctly, and adding a few bursts of speed becomes a symphony between your body and the water. There's a saying commonly heard in American fitness culture: slow is smooth, smooth is fast. When we breathe steadily and swim evenly, the body surpasses old limits without force. We win through endurance, like marathon runners who quietly but surely reach the finish line. Technically, imagine weight loss swimming like managing an oil lamp. Turn the flame too high and the oil burns out quickly. Adjust it gently and it shines for a long time. Breathing is the way we adjust our flame. Speed is just the spark that briefly flares and then returns to a mellow glow. Once you understand this, you swim not to compete, but to discover yourself. Breath keeps your strength, keeps your rhythm, keeps your time. Speed awakens deeper fat burning. But the one in control is not your muscles. It's your awareness, the way you feel your breath in your chest and the support of the water around you. As we grow older, health comes not from explosions of effort, but from understanding. And once you understand, you burn fat, not just with force, but with wisdom. Losing weight through swimming isn't about explosive speed. It's about patient breathing that nurtures endurance and burns fat over time. Next time you step into a pool, don't race anyone. Listen to your heartbeat, feel every breath, and let the water guide you instead of fighting against it. Swimming stops being just a sport and becomes a healing journey, a way to lose weight, reduce stress, and reconnect with your body after 40. If you let your breathing lead, speed will come only when it's needed. When you understand that, you've already found the key to sustainable weight loss through swimming. If you want more deep, meaningful videos like this one, hit subscribe so we can keep moving together toward a healthier life after 40.